Hello guys, welcome to another video. First of all, I said that this story doesn't belong to me, so if you want to read the full story for yourself, you can go down in the description to find the link to the original post and read the full story for yourself. That being said, let's get into the video. What if Minato had adopted Obito or a better route? Part 33. Obito had no idea why had been called to the village gate, but when he got there all he could do is laugh. Most of the other ninja looked terrified though. It was a snake that said he had a delivery to make to the Hokage from Anko. When he realized that this must mean something happened on the mission, he stopped laughing and asked the snake, "So, what did he send? What did she send?" Young Rico opened his mouth and regurgitated the demon brothers, much to their joy. Oh, thank God! It was regurgitated. It was oh my! Oh, thank God! It was disgusting in there. That snake lady was insane. Obito saw that there was a scroll attached to them, and read it. He wasn't sure how to feel about what was inside the scroll. It told all about the com- uh, com- complications with the missions to the wave, and that Gato most likely wouldn't give up. While he had complete faith in Jorah and Anko, that didn't mean he still wasn't nervous for the kids. However, he knew as Hokage that they could more than likely handle it, and that it would be very beneficial to the Leaf if they were on good terms with the wave when the bridge was finished. He told the guards to go move the demon brothers to the interrogation unit and went back to the office. At least he had gotten a nice little break from paperwork. Everyone was on high alert. They all knew that any second another ninja might pop out, and they would he they would most likely be more powerful than the last two they faced. For the past hour, they had been walking wave and wave, walking wave with nothing eventful happening. That was until Sai suddenly threw a kuna into a bush for no apparent reason. Zoraya quickly addressed his student Sai. "What the hell are you doing?" Sai didn't even flinch. "I heard something in the bushes. Just being careful, sir. That mean when that's when a snow white bunny came bouncing out of the bushes looking slightly terrified. Hinata went crazy on her teammate. "You almost killed a bunny. Why would you try and kill something that cute?" Sai released an eyebrow, raised an eyebrow. "What does cuteness have to do with anything?" Mito, who had de- dealt with animals when she hung out at Inazuka veterinary office, noticed something strange. It's the middle of summer. A wild rabbit would be brown this time of the year. Why is it this one white? That's when Uncle screamed, "Hit the deck!" They all went flat on the ground just in time to avoid getting their heads cut off by a massive blade. It emerged itself in a tree which an unknown ninja compro- completely landed on. Jirai knew who it was in a second. "Zabuza Momochi, so you are the one Gato hired to take out the bridge builder. Can't believe a ninja with your talent would work for someone like him. You are on of the seven ninja swordmen, so of the missed. Naruto didn't understand. Seven ninja swordsmen. Jorah didn't take his eyes off Zabuza, a group of famous swordsmen from the Hidden Mist. They were considered to be the most powerful ninja of their own of their was only two or three of them are them left now. Zabuza is one of them. Zabuza looked over the group. He didn't know any of the Genins, but he sure as hell knew the other two. This wasn't good. Jorah of the Sanin and the Snake Mistress, Anko, no wonder the Demon Brothers didn't come back. Well, I would say things just got much more complicated for me. Anko got into her fighting stance. Yeah, think? Zabuza made some hand seals. Guess I will just have to even the words a little bit. The whole area was covered in thick mist that none of them could see through. Hinata even tried her Byakugan. Soraya sensei, it's some kind of chakra mist. My eyes can see through it. Jorah nodded. It's Zabuza's MO. He is one of the finest silent killers in the world. Make a wall around the bridge builder and leave Zabuza to Anko and me. These guys way out of your league. They didn't. They did as they were told, only to hear a deep voice of his from the distance. Let's see what point to I want to go for. Maybe the lever that's always a favorite of mine. The kids suddenly found themselves shaking. The guy's killer intent was insane. It was like a weight bearing down on you. Sasuke couldn't take it. He raised a kunai to his neck, only to be stopped by Jorah. Calm down, boy. I'm not gonna let Zabuza get to you guys. You may not be at his level, but he ain't on my level either. Zabuza scoffed at that. Now, now, let's not undersell me too much. Jorah found himself being bear down upon Zabuza and his great sword. He caught Zabuza's wrist and slammed his palm into his stomach. Zabuza's body gave away and became water cooler. Is that the best you got? Zabuza gave a dark chuckle. Please, I am just getting started. Before they knew, a dozen water clones were coming after them from all angles. Most of them came out of nowhere thanks to the mist. Anko remembered that Naruto was a wind element and that Obito taught him one of the wind jutsus he had learned. He called over her student Naruto. I need you to use that wings jutsu. Naruto didn't know why on earth he would need to do that, but he also knew better than to argue with Anko. He then went through his hand seals and raised his arm to the ground. Great air repression. Air surrounded Naruto and swirled around the group. The kids were almost knocked over by the jutsu. It wasn't practically powerful, practically powerful jutsu, but used mainly as a distraction or to blow something away. On this occasion, it was one of the latter. The mist was surrounding them clear thanks to Naruto's jutsu, leaving Zabuza's clone in plain sight. Without their cover, they didn't stand a chance. Jorah and Anko had the clones cleared in less than a minute. Zabuza could see that he wasn't doing well, and if that kid was able to blow his mist away, then he didn't have Snowball's chance in health of winning against these guys. Looks like he would have to go all out if he was going to kill this guy. He sprinted his way onto the water and made some hand seals the water under his started to stride. It began to form into some kind of dragon, and Zabuza yelled out, "Water dragon jutsu!" Jorah ran up and jumped in front of it. His hair is already longer than before. The wiped around his body and wrapped around his body and became extremely hard and sharp. It hit the water dragon, which stopped it immediately, although the force did knock Jorah a bit. His hair returned to normal to find Zabuza and what must have been as much water clones as he could manage coming for Tazuna. Luckily, Naruto was prepared. He had created three times as many clones as Zabuza, and all of them were charging at the same Zabuza army. Small Zabuza army. They kept the water clones busy so that the other could pick them off while they were distracted. The real Zabuza was trying to retreat, seeing as was obviously beaten. He was obviously beaten, but soon I found Jorah was charging after him. Jorah grew his hair out again and used it to charge Zabuza, chased Zabuza down. Before he knew what had happened, Zabuza found Jorah right behind him and wrapped his hair around him. Zabuza could see that the hair was still sharp, and if he moved a muscle, he would likely be dead. It was clear attempt to fight them was a mistake. Clear attempting to fight them was a mistake. I don't suppose you intend on letting me go. Jorah shook his head. No, you are going to tell me everything you know about Gato. Zabuza didn't like being ordered around, and if I refused, Jorah smirked. Then I tickled the hair. Tighten the hair, killing you instantly. Zabula was about to respond when he stopped by two senbon's needles being embedded in his neck. Jorah loosened his hair and saw someone, young man or woman. He couldn't really tell, jumping out of the trees. Thank you for helping me. I have been chasing this guy for the past quite some time. Now it is most appreciated. Jorah scoffed. Didn't you notice I was trying to get information out of him? Why did you wait for me to finish my interrogation? Why didn't you wait for me to finish my interrogation? The hunter ninja shrugged. I didn't hear you from where I was at. My apologies. Jorah sighed. Fine. Just cut off his head, take the sword, and get the hell out of here. The hunter ninja suddenly quite hesitated. I think I will just take the whole body with me. Jorah suddenly got very suspicious. Why would you? The hunter ninja didn't answer, just grabbed the body and disappeared. That couldn't be good. He walked back over to Uncle, making sure everyone was okay, no injuries or anything. Everyone is just fine. Mito looked everyone over and nodded. Yep, they are good. Hey, where's Kakashi? They all looked around to find Kakashi in the bushes, petting the bunny. All he did was simply say Kakashi is keeping him. Wow, really? After another half an hour, most of which was spent debating name for Kakashi's new pet, they reached the wave. They were immediately met with Tazuna's daughter Sumi. Daddy, you are okay? Tazuna nodded. Yes, thanks to these ninjas, they saved my life twice. Sumi gave them a big smile. Thank you so much. Please come in. Let me get you some food. So you must be great ninja if you really saved my father's life twice. Kakashi held up his new friend. Can Kakashi bring this bunny in too? Found it a bit odd for a ninja to have a pet rabbit, but didn't see why not. All of them walked in, and Jorah walked over to Anko. Have you figured it out yet about Zabuza? I mean, Uncle frowned. Unfortunately, I have. If that was really a hunter ninja, then Zabuza would have lost his head and his sword. Taking the whole body makes no sense. If he was really taken out by Senbon needles, then there's no good chance that Zabuza was incapacitated. Jorai and Anko both knew that Senmon's needles could be used to put someone in a death-like state, which meant Zabuza was likely still alive. That means they were going to have to face him again in the future, probably with reinforcements. A few questions will still remain. Who was the fake hunter ninja? Just how many people had Gato hired, and how much time were they going to have to train the kids for this fight? Zora and Anko had no idea about any of them, but they weren't going to sit around and wait for the answers. They were going to make sure those kids were more than ready. And as I told you in the previous video, how the hell was Zabuza and Haku supposed to fight a legendary goddamn Sanin and a goddamn Jonin at the same level, at least at the same level of Kakashi? Ango looked over to see Kakashi still debating the name for his bunny. How about Bugs? Naruto gave him a funny look. Why would you name a bunny Bugs? Kakashi shrugged. Kakashi doesn't know. It was just an idea. Maybe Shiramaru. Shiromaru. Naruto thought about it, not bad. Shiromaru sounds perfect. Kakashi was smiling brightly under his mask. Okay, then Kakashi will name him Shiromaru. Smiled at the kids. Uncle smiled at the kids. Everything seemed to be going pretty well, at least until a voice was heard from in the corner. Why are you guys even here? You will never beat Gato. Naruto frowned. Who are you, and what makes you say that? The boy growled at them. I'm in hurry, and you will never beat Gato because no one can. Tsunami hated it when her son was like this. Inari, there's no need to be mean to our guests. Inari stuck his tongue out at them. They are too stupid to be good ninjas. They have had it easy all their life. Kakashi was ready to stick his snakes on Inari. Naruto's had to deal with a lot of really mean people in his life. People who said he was a monster. He wasn't. Kakashi thinks that you shouldn't say things like that. Inari started crying and ran away. Kakashi was about to go after him and Tsunami stopped him. Please just let him be. You have to understand, after his father died at the hands of Gatu's men, he sort of got the idea in his head that there's no hero in the world. Kakashi didn't like the sound of that. Kakashi will prove it to him. Then he will prove that there are heroes in the world. Tsunami smiled. Maybe these ninjas would be able to finally help her son. That's all for part 33. If you want to be notified for future parts and other what if video and fan fiction reading, then the best way is by subscribing. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.